Most people are talking about what Michael left out, but I think we need to be talking about what it left in. Because Michael 2026 was plagued by many things. It shouldn't have been a success because of that, and yet it lands regardless, because it tells a very specific kind of story. So today I want to try something a little bit different. Yes, this is going to be a review of Michael 2026. I just saw it in theaters. But we're going to do so with a different type of framework. I want to give you guys a framework that you can actually use to confront the online drama, because I think this movie actually brought up a lot of interesting questions. So you guys are going to walk away today with a lot of questions answered and a lot more questions that you want answered. Today is going to be a very thoughtful day, so thank you for joining me on this. I hope you guys enjoy. What we're going to be talking about today is what does this movie specifically say about family, and why does this message connect with modern audiences today? So before we get started, my name is Ethan Wood. You are watching Cut the Crap, where we dive into movies. Yes, I review movies, but we also look at the ethical dilemmas and the moral standpoints in movies, dissect them, help you guys understand them, help you guys answer questions that you might have about movies, and just be more thoughtful as people. YouTube can be very shallow. Today, we're going deep, and that's what this channel is all about. So first, we're going to react to a few clips that I found in the trailers that relate to the points I want to make. The first one is going to be about Joe and his family. So I pulled a couple of clips from different trailers about that, putting them on my timeline so you guys can watch them. The clips are not released online. That is why we're watching the trailer.
Let me tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser. Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
No, sir.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't.
Okay, so that first clip was from, I think, one of the earlier trailers, but it showed his family working on the song. Now, for one, this movie showed the Jackson 5 a lot. I didn't realize how much it would focus on young Jackson as opposed to Jafar Jackson. I actually really liked it. Whoever they got to play the kid actor was very, very talented, did a very good job. But it really set up the father as an abusive father, and Michael Jackson as the hero of the story who's wanting to do great things with his life, who has potential that everyone sees and wants to unlock.
We need to capitalize on Michael's success because the Jackson family is the brand. That's our Coca-Cola. And we need to start selling. So I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
So I'm going to pause right there, because that kind of sets up the entire moral framework of this entire movie. And it's way deeper than it looks right here just because this is a trailer. But we got the father and we got the son. The way that they treat family is very unique. That's why the title of this video is about the family themes, because I didn't see this coming. This is actually a very interesting look at family structure. We have Joe Jackson, who really wants fame, glory, and he can do that vicariously through his sons. And then you got Michael Jackson, who also loves his family, also loves and supports his family. And will. Now, there are two terms I think we need to discuss and define today. Those are individualism and familialism. Individualism is a philosophical, moral, and social doctrine that prioritizes the personal anatomy, rights, and self-reliance of the individual over the collective interest of a group or state. Familialism is a philosophy prioritizing family over individual needs, emphasizing shared responsibility, loyalty, and close supportive relationships. Now, obviously, Joe Jackson is abusive. He is using his familialism as power so that he can bend it to his will. He has an ulterior motive. Obviously, this is bad. This is not something that we should aspire to do. Hello, Ethan from the future butting in because I did not explain this point very well. What I'm trying to say is that there's a difference, a very distinct difference between familialism and individualism. Familialism is actually not that bad. It's just not a very prevalent Western ideal. We don't see that a whole lot today. Individualism is way more of a Western thing, way more of an American ideal. Familialism in and of itself is not actually bad. In this case, it's definitely bad because Joe Jackson abused his power. However, you've seen families work like this for generations. Only recently have we taken individualism seriously and started to make it more of a lifestyle. So I think it's just very fascinating that we as an American culture see familialism as evil, as inherently evil, when individualism is actually the way to go. A lot of our movies portray that, and I just wanted to point out that difference because I think it's just very fascinating to think about our Western versus traditional views in movies. I hope that cleared that up. And just to recap, just so you guys understand, it's really interesting that Joe takes something that could be good. Familialism is not bad necessarily. It's when it's abused that it's bad. Joe Jackson takes what could be good and he pushes it way, way too far. And instead of caring for his family, he ends up controlling them, which is where we get all these consequences from. So now shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about what everyone is debating. So I went on Reddit just to kind of see what was going on, and there were some very interesting reviews. Just saw this movie and was prepared to be disappointed. I loved it. Jafar did an amazing job embodying the essence of Michael. I grew up watching MJ and thought this movie did a great job of showcasing how he rose to stardom. The recreation of his performances was amazing. Nobody can completely emulate MJ, but Jafar came as close as anybody could. And then somebody commented and said, I want to watch it, I'm excited. That's exactly how I feel. So we have two aisles, and you can go online right now, and it's very fascinating to see the audience reviews and the critic reviews, because critics hate this movie. Just so sad, because it's actually really good, but audiences love it. So maybe it's because of the controversies that this is happening, but why didn't this movie cover everything? Because it probably would have satisfied the critics and the audiences at that point, maybe. But here's a better question. What was this movie trying to accomplish, right? Was it trying to be a fully comprehensive biopic, or was it trying to be something else? Let's watch this clip right here.
Biggest selling record of all time.
I know I am someone.
A poor kid from Gary. Who would have thought?
Editing
Yes,
on this.
I believe in me, so you believe in you. Who's loving you?
Perfect pitch. I've never heard a voice quite like yours.
Sing it to the world.
I love my family.
That is the theme. I show you that because one, editing, super cool. Never seen that before in a trailer. Super duper cool. But two, this movie is not focused on the controversies. It was going to, but it's not. It's focused on the gifts, the pressure of society, the identity piece. Guys, it was focused on other things. And sometimes focusing a story on those types of things helps it connect with the audience better. And this isn't about ignoring reality. It's about just choosing the lens that you could look through. Because yes, that can be dangerous, but also it's a choice that reveals something about us, saying that we love movies that aren't cynical, destructive, about child abuse. Like, we don't necessarily enjoy that type of movie. They created something that was respectful to his talents, to his creativity, to Michael as a person, what he desired, what he hoped for. At the end of the day, guys, it's really not that deep. We got a movie that we can really enjoy and understand, and where we really connected with Michael Jackson. I mean, we gotta take it as a win. I really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Here's the question that people ask at the end of the day. What made people love Michael Jackson in the first place? We kind of got to fall in love with him all over again. It felt like we were just living his life with him at the start when he was rising to stardom. That's like the honeymoon period of Michael Jackson. So, application, how are we supposed to look at this in the future? Well, what is family supposed to do, right? Is it supposed to shape you, support you, control you? Probably not the latter. Because at the end of the day, the healthiest version of family doesn't try to control you. It doesn't erase your identity. It actually supports that identity and will think about the other person before you. And that's where Joe Jackson actually fell, because he didn't do a service to his family. He did it for his own reasons. He did it because he wanted to. And that's why this story resonates so much with us right now. Because at the end of the day, this is a movie filled with people who are looking for redemption. And that's the story that really resonates with people, guys. Broken people looking for redemption, identity, and purpose. That reflects the greatest story of all time, fixing broken people like us. It's something that we relate to. It's something that we understand for ourselves. So no, this movie is not perfect, and it succeeds at something that a lot of modern movies miss, which it tells a very clear human story, which I appreciate. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that this movie should have focused on those family ideals? Do you think that there are other elements of this movie that spoke to that more? Or do you think that this movie should have taken a different direction? If you want more breakdowns like this, I would love if you guys would hit the subscribe button, like this video, share, like I said before. We do this every single week. I try to release a video every week, reacting, analyzing some movie that's coming out in theaters recently or going to in the future. This has been Cut the Crap. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.